Welcome back. Today's focus is on moving fluidly like water and noticing sensations in the body to allow the second chakra or energy center to flow freely. Start in a comfortable position. I recommend Supta Baddha Konasana or supine cobbler's pose by lying back in a reclined position using your props, and then perhaps placing something under the outer knees to support the hips. Whatever position you choose, just make sure that it's comfortable and supportive and enables you to connect with your breath. Closing your eyes and disconnecting from the outer world and everything you did today. Take this time to go to your sacred place inside. As you draw your attention inward, come into your breath. Notice your breath filling and emptying naturally. Your body knows how to breathe. And focusing on the second chakra today, imagine you're filling your lower belly, your hips. You're filling it like a balloon with air. And as you breathe out, give a slight increase to the curve of your sacrum. So in other words, a little bit more arch in the small of your back. And as you do that, simultaneously contract the muscles in the front of your abdomen just a little bit. So the front and the back of the second chakra are moving towards each other on the exhalation. On the inhalation, breathe the air in and down, filling the lower body. And then on the exhalation, once again, a little bit more curve to the sacrum. And yet the front comes to meet it. Front and back coming together, leaving a space inside for the chakra. And a few more breaths here as you practice this opening and holding. Opening as you breathe in, drawing front and back together as you breathe out. As you breathe in, you might even imagine it's water instead of air that you're breathing. And you're filling up your lower body, washing over your cells. And when you breathe out and press the front and back of the second chakra slightly toward each other, imagine that that's holding a bowl of water. It's your containment. As you go deeper inside, dropping down into your abdomen, the low back, the hips, the pelvis, all part of the second chakra, imagine that you are breathing into your own place. For the Sanskrit name of this chakra, Svadhisthana, means one's own place. So own this as your own place as you breathe in and fill, as you breathe out and hold and support. And notice whether it feels like your own place. Do you feel like you occupy this place? And also the verb svada of Svadhisthana means to sweeten. So you can think of it as your own sweet place. And here I invite you to set an intention for your practice today, welcoming in more of what you need and letting go of that which no longer serves. To seal this intention into your center, extend your arms up overhead, giving your body a nice deep stretch, yawning to release the jaw. Exhale, float your hands to heart center, bringing that intention into your heart. Release your hands down by your sides, rolling off of any support that you have underneath you. Place your props off to the side, coming onto the back, knees bent, feet flat onto the floor. Press down through the heels, down through the palms. Inhaling, lift the hips up any amount. Exhale to lower. Continuing here with your breath. The inhalation lifts the hips. The exhalation lowers the hips. And here, trying to cultivate a fluid-like movement, waving the hips up and exhaling, rolling the hips back down. Continue here with your own breath, with your own rhythm, connecting with the earth and connecting with the breath. On your next lift of the hips, pause here and reach for one of your blocks, sliding it underneath your sacrum. Stay here for a few deep breaths, perhaps wiggling the feet out to the width of the mat, allowing the knees to tumble in towards each other. Wiggle the feet back in line with the hips, lifting just enough to remove the block from underneath and lowering back down. Hug the knees into the belly, gently rock from side to side. Tap the knees with your hands, fingertips facing towards the feet. Exhale, bend the elbows, draw the knees in. Inhale, straighten the arms, send the knees away. Continue here with your breath. Inhaling, sending the knees away. Exhaling to hug the knees in. Align the knees over the hips and begin to turn the knees in one direction. Small circles here. Just churning that energy down in the sacrum and making sure you move in the opposite direction as well. Turn the knees to the center, sending your right leg up to the sky as you set your left foot down to the floor. You can play around with your hand on the thigh, sliding it higher up towards the leg to increase the stretch. Bending at the knee, place your outer right ankle on top of the left knee, using your right hand to press the knee away. Staying here or looping your right hand through that triangle, reaching around for either in front of or behind the left knee, hugging the knee in towards the belly. Release your left foot back down, extending your right leg up before placing it back down to the floor. Left leg reaches up, interlacing the fingers behind the thigh or sliding it up towards the calf for a deeper stretch. Place the outer left ankle on top of the right knee. Use your left hand to push the knee away from you. Staying here, or bringing your left hand through that triangle, reaching around for the front or behind the right shin and drawing the right knee in towards the belly. Release your right foot back down, extending your left leg to the sky. Before releasing it down to the floor, gather the knees into the belly and gently rock from side to side. Scoop the hands behind the knees and begin to rock forward and back, massaging out the spine in its entire length. Then creating some momentum to roll over the knees and meeting up in tabletop pose. You might want to bring a blanket underneath to pad the knees. Inhale, bend the elbows, shine your heart through. Exhale, press the floor away, round the back. Inhale, soften, shine your heart. Exhale, round the back, tuck the chin. Continue to move here, articulating the spine in cat and cow. Return to a neutral spine. Extend your right arm forward, left leg straight back. Keep reaching forward and back. Lower belly engaged to support the back body. Reach your right arm out to the side and your left leg out to the side as well, dropping the foot down to the floor, and come up to a kneeling position for gate pose. Left hand on the leg, inhale, right arm reaches. Exhale, reach up and over towards the left. Gaze wherever it's most comfortable on your neck, looping the right shoulder up to the sky. Inhale to return to the top, dropping your right hand underneath your shoulder. Left arm loops up and over in supported side plank. Option to lift the left leg parallel to the earth. Release the left foot back down to the floor. Walk your hands all the way to frame your left foot, straightening through that leg, toes pointed up to the sky in half splits. On your next breath in, bend through the left knee, coming into a low lunge. Lifting the heart center, coming up onto the fingertips. Exhale, shift the hips back into your half splits pose. Inhale, rocking it forward into lunge. Exhale, send the hips back, half splits. Return to a low lunge, stepping the right knee back into tabletop pose. Move through a few rounds of cat and cow or any other movement here to reset the spine and connect back to the breath. Return to tabletop pose, this time extending the left arm and the right leg back. Lower belly engaged, drawing the front to the back body. Extend your left arm out to the side and extend the right leg out to the side as well. Dropping the foot down, toes pointed forward. Come up to kneeling. Right hand rests on the leg. Extend your left arm up. Exhale, reach up and over towards the right, gazing wherever your neck feels most comfortable, looping the left shoulder up to the sky. Inhale, come back to the top. Bring your left hand underneath your shoulder. Right arm reaches up and overhead, bicep over the ear. You can hover your right leg over the mat as well. Release your right foot back down, walking your hands all the way to frame your right leg in half splits. On your next breath in, shift into your right knee, low lunge. Exhale, draw the hips back, half splits. Low lunge, looping the shoulders onto the back, shining the heart forward. Then exhaling, shifting back into your half splits. Return to your low lunge, sending your right knee back into tabletop pose. Again, take whatever movement or stillness you need here. Come into Balasana, child's pose. Press through the hands, round up like in cat pose. Continue to shift the hips forward, soften the elbows, and coming into baby cobra. Exhale, round the back, press the floor away, reversing that motion as you return to Balasana. And we'll continue with that movement. Inhale, round it forward. Continue that momentum as you soften the elbows, dropping the hips, baby cobra. Exhaling, reversing that motion, sending the hips back. Continue with that wave-like motion, finding that fluidity and that softness in the body. Lowering all the way down onto the belly, bringing the hands alongside the rib cage, shoulders onto the back. Inhale, wave up your baby cobra. Exhale, roll it down. Couple more. Inhale, wave up through the spine, shine your heart. Exhale, roll it forward. One more time. Inhale, pausing here, hovering the hands over the mat a couple of inches. Set your hands back down. Press actively back and up into downward facing dog, pedaling out the heels, rocking the hips from side to side. Inhale, soften the knees. Exhale, right leg lifts high, three-legged dog. Bend at the knee, stack your right hip on top of the left, and draw some circles here with that knee in one direction and then the other. Return the leg back through center. Inhale. Exhale, hug the knee in, step your right foot to your right thumb. Bring some blocks onto the mat to frame your right foot, coming up onto the fingertips. Lengthen through the spine as you shine your heart forward, high lunge. On your next exhalation, rock the hips back, straightening through the right leg and turning your right toes up to the sky in a modified pyramid pose. Rebend the right knee back into the high lunge. Exhale, straighten through the right leg, soften your heart towards your shin. Return to one last high lunge. Move the blocks off to the side, lowering your hands to frame your right foot. Pivot your left heel down to the floor. Inhale, wave the spine long. Exhale, walk your hands towards the left side of your mat. Wide-legged forward fold. Begin to explore this pose by bending into one knee and then the other. Again, finding that fluid wave-like motion with the body. Return to the center. Flare your toes out, heels draw in. Take a breath to ground. Exhale, come all the way up. Deep breath in. Exhale, bring the fists alongside the hips, let something go. Inhale, reach. Exhale again, reaching up. Exhale, shout something out. Pausing here for a few deep breaths, letting the hips lower and those legs engage. Inhale, arms reach overhead. Exhale, reach the arms out from the shoulders. Turn your right toes forward. Angle your left heel back in Warrior Two. Drop your left hand to the back leg. Circle your right arm up and over. Return to Warrior Two. Right elbow on the knee. And we'll continue to kind of flow in and out of Reverse Warrior and extended side angle pose. Drawing that figure eight with the arms and just allowing the breath to guide you here, dance-like. Pause here in your extended side angle pose. Circling the left arm down and around to frame your right foot, step it back to downward facing dog. Take some time to pedal out the heels and rock the hips. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, send the left leg up, three-legged dog. Bending at the knee, stack your left hip on top of the right. Begin to draw some circles here in one direction and then the other. Square off the hips, extending your left leg high. Exhale, hug the knee in, stepping your left foot to your left thumb. Bring your blocks onto the mat at their highest level. Coming up onto the fingertips, loop the shoulders onto the back, shine your heart forward. Shift your hips back, straightening through the left leg. Turn your left toes up to the sky in modified pyramid pose. Rock forward back into your high lunge, lifting through the crown of the head and shining the heart forward. Exhale, rock it back into your pyramid pose, straightening through the left leg. Taking one last round of lunging into the left knee and shifting back into that pyramid pose for a few deep breaths. Return to your lunge, taking the blocks off to the side, planting the hands down, pivoting your right heel to the floor. Inhale, wave the spine long. Exhale, walk your hands to the long right side of your mat. In wide-legged forward fold, begin to explore bending into one knee and then the other, perhaps Svadhisthana with the hands raised so that you can practice balance. I'm just finding any sort of movement that feels good and organic to your body right now. Return to center, tenting fingertips under shoulders. Flare the toes out. Inhale to ground. Exhale, press the floor away. Grow tall, reach through the hands. Exhale, come down into your goddess temple pose. Reach down the arms, pretending you're scooping up what no longer serves and sending it out into the ether. Reaching outward, casting off any stagnancy, any negative energy, and then settling back down into your goddess temple pose, feeling the strength and energy in the legs, and breathing deep and wide down into the belly and hips. Straighten through the legs, extending the arms out to a T. Turn your left toes forward, angle your right heel back, bend through your front knee, Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Drop your right hand to your back leg, circling the left arm overhead, Reverse Warrior. Inhale, come up through extended side angle pose. And just as before, fluidly flowing between your Reverse Warrior and your extended side angle pose, and finding that beautiful rhythm of the breath and the body. Circle the right arm down to frame your left foot, stepping back to downward facing dog. Come all the way to seated. Align your left knee with your left hip. Stack your right leg on top so that the shins are stacked one on top of the other. You can place a block in between the right knee and the right foot. And perhaps gently walking the hands forward to encourage a stretch along the lower back. Make your way back to the top, removing the block if you are using one. Extend your left leg long, keeping the right ankle crossed over the left knee. Inhale, arms reach to the sky. Exhale, forward fold over the left leg. On your next breath in, come back to the top, keeping the same configuration with your legs except for bending the left knee, placing the left foot flat onto the floor. Walk your hands back behind you, fingertips facing forward. Lift the hips up as high as you can, allowing the right knee to drop down towards the floor. Release the hips back down to the floor. Draw your left heel in and step your right foot outside of your left knee. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, take a twist to the right. Unwind from your twist, extending the legs forward. Preparing for the other side, bring your right knee in line with your right hip. Stack your left leg on top, aligning ankles with knees and placing a block in between the space of your left knee and the right ankle if needed. Walk your hands forward any amount for a stretch in the lower back. Walk your hands back to your legs, removing the block if you were using one, extending your right leg long and keeping your left ankle crossed over the knee. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, inch the fingers forward over the right leg. Walk your hands back up to the top. Bending at the right knee, placing the right foot onto the floor. Bring your hands behind you, fingertips facing forward. Press into the hands, press into your foot as you lift the hips up as high as you can, allowing the left knee to soften down towards the earth. Set the hips back down, bringing your right heel in, stepping your left foot over the right knee. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, twist to the left. Unwind from your twist, coming back through center, extending the legs forward, shaking them out a little bit. Bring the bottoms of the feet together, knees wide apart. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, round over those legs, any amount. Walk your hands back towards your legs, drawing the knees together and lowering gently all the way onto the back. Keep the knees bent and bring the feet to the width of the mat. Begin to windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Pause the knees over to the left. You can place your left foot on top of the right knee and reach around for the right foot to deepen the stretch along the front of the right leg. Left arm extends out to the side. Gaze wherever it's most comfortable on your neck. And of course, come into any twist that feels best for you here. Return the knees back through center, shifting them over to the right. And again, if you'd like to, you can take your right foot on top of the left knee, reaching around for your left foot. Extend your right arm out to the side. Gaze wherever your neck is most comfortable. Return the knees back through center. Reach around for the edges of the feet, bending the knees around the rib cage and coming into happy baby pose. Maintaining the length along the lower back. And you can begin to gently rock from side to side here if you'd like. Release from happy baby, hugging the knees in one last time before extending the legs and arms into Shavasana. Allow your breath to return to a rhythm that makes sense for you. And come back to that idea of the water that you're holding at your sacral area in the second chakra. Imagine that bowl of water becoming a body of water. It could be a lake or a stream or a pond, an ocean or a waterfall. What kind of body of water do you have in your second chakra? Is it empty or full? Is the water warm and inviting, or is it cold? Is it murky or clear? Is the water stagnant, or is it moving? And if it's moving, what is its source? And where does it go? And how much do you retain? And does that water nourish your body? Does it keep everything hydrated? Just notice whatever seems to be so as you look inside. And then after noticing what is there, if what you see is not to your liking, imagine it differently. Imagine the murky water becomes clear, or the cold water becomes warm, or the trickle becomes a full stream. But as you imagine this, also imagine what that would feel like in your body. What would be the sensations of that? What happens to your energy when you think about that? Does it open or close? Does it relax? Soak your cells, the cells of your body, and that imagination, and what that would feel like to be open and full in the second chakra, solidly in your own place, your own sweet place. Namaste.